we're going to do the question between 21 and 25. Let's read 21. When a contractor paints square surface that has side length of x feet, he needs to know the area of the surface in order to buy the correct amount of paint. Since the contractor always add 25 feet to the area, he bought extra paint. Which function can be used to find the total area in square feet, AX, that the contractor will use to determine how much paint he needs to buy? So in this case, we're going to make these as simple as possible. So he's going to paint square surface. This is a square surface. What means square? It means all the sides are equal. Now this square surface has a side length of x. So side length x. So if this is x, this is x. Now what's the area? What means area? What's the inside? Let's see. You're gonna paint it in yellow. So what's the area? The area of any square, we should know the area. It's side times side. So in this case, it's x times x. Now what's x times x? It's x squared. So we know the area of this square, it's x squared. That's the area. But look what he do always. He said the contractor, what he do? He adds 25 square feet to the area. So you're gonna take the area, x squared, and you do what? You add 25. So this is the final equation the contractor used. So technically, you see, you find the equation without even looking at the multiple choice. So the answer would be D. That's the equation, x squared plus 25. So you be very careful with this kind of question. What you do, just be visual, draw a picture, and find your area, add, subtract. So whatever they told you, you will do. Now, we have a graph. So the graph below shows the change in the value of the car over years. Of course, the value of the car will decrease. So based on the information in the graph, which conclusion appears to be true? The car loses about half of its value every 3 years. So let's see the first 3 years, right here. And then the second 3 years. And then the third 3 years. Let's see if this statement is true or false. So imagine if your car starts from 12,000. After 3 years, the price is 6,000. So far, this statement is true, so far. Now, after 3 years, if here you have 6,000, the next one should be 3,000 to make this statement true. So let me check the next one. The next one is almost over 4,000. So this is not the half of 6. So this statement is false. Let me see G. The car loses about 1/4 on its value every year. Again, every year. So now instead of going by year, we're gonna go by every 3 years, we're gonna go by year. So let's see. Right here. Quarter means you divide that in 4. So what's the quarter of 12? The quarter of 12 is 3. So the car will lose its value by almost 3,000. 12 minus 3 should be 9. No, that's not 9,000. That's almost 8. Okay, let's take this as 9,000. You think the quarter of 9,000 is not going to be 7,000. So we know this statement is false. It's false from the first one because this is not a 9,000. Anyway, they said the car loses less than its value between 9 and 10 than between 1 and 2. So this is between 1 and 2. Between 1 and 2, let me highlight it for you. So this is between 1 and 2. And this between 9 and 10. You see right here, really the car value, you did not lost a lot of values in the car, maybe a couple of $100, but here the car From 8 to 6,000, that's $2,000 lost in the value. Here, maybe a few hundred. Could be 300, let's see, 300, 200, something like that, but it's less than 1,000. So technically, the car lost less value between 9 and 10 than between 1 and 2. Yes, this is correct. Of course, not more. This is more between 9 and 10 than 1 and 2, which we know it's less. So the true answer would be H. So when you read the graph, be careful, highlight, take your time, and read, please. Now, question number 23. They give you 1 point, they give you the slope, and they give you 4 equations in standard form. So the best bet, you're going to look for the slope point. Of course, the slope point, you have m times x minus the x value equal y minus the y value. This is the slope point. If you forget this formula, it's in the chart formula. If not, it's too simple to find it. You remember m equal y1 y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. This is what I tell my student. So what do you do? Imagine if you don't have x1, you have only 1 point. So only 1 point, so you're going to deal with y and x. So you're going to put the y of the point right here and the x of the point. So in this case, what is your x? It's 4. What is your y? It's negative 8. So minus minus would be plus 8. So this is the equation we have now. Let's see which equation is equivalent to this equation. Of course, your slope would be what? 1 over 4th. Your slope would be 1 over 4th. So you distribute the 1/4. So 1/4 of x, 1/4 times 4th, it's -1 equal to y plus 8. Of course, we're going to keep the y and the x on the same side. So 1/4 of x minus y equal to 8 plus 1. This is 9. We're not done yet because we cannot have fraction right here. So we have to multiply everything in this equation by 4 to keep our equation balanced. So 4 by 4 cancel out. So we have x minus 4y equal to 36. It's A. Okay, imagine if you forget how to do all of this. Your best bet to move each equation and create a table. So you can move these to the y-intercept form, to the slope-intercept form. So y equal, y equal, y equal, y equal, and you can use the calculator, you can use the table and check which one it has 4 and -8 in the table. And of course, it's going to be A. So in case of you forget how to do the algebraic way. Now 24. Okay, so typically this is a system. Again, I tell my student, when you know you have a system of equation, you have to think about equation 1 and equation 2. Your equation are encrypted. What means encrypted? Are into verbal expression. You have to find them. So let's see. We have a new spiral notebook contain 30 more sheets of paper than a new memo book. The total number of sheets of paper in 3 new spiral notebook and 5 new memo book is 810. Which system of equation can be used to find S? The number of sheet of paper in 1 spiral notebook, and M, the number of sheet paper in 1 new memo book. So in this case, they label the new spiral notebook as S, so it's the number of the new spiral notebook, and M, it's the number of new memo book. So they said a new spiral contains 30 more sheet of paper than new notebook. So what's the first equation? What means more? So the spiral S equal what? Equal 30 plus M, because S is 30 more than M. So if you take the new memo book and you add 30 page, that's how many page in the spiral notebook. So this is the first equation. Do we see this equation somewhere? So technically, you see all the 30 in one side, so technically you're going to keep the 30. Kind of, we're going to convert this equation as S minus, subtracting M both sides, so S minus M equals 30. So where do you see this first equation? Kind of, we're going to play the process of elimination. You can cross G and J. Now, the second equation, the total number of sheets of paper in 3 new spiral notebooks. So 3 new spiral notebook and 5 new memo book means equal to 810. So where do you see this equation? I see it right here, and nope. Nope. So we can cross all of those, so the answer would be F. So 3S plus 5M equal to 810. Easy system of equation. They did not ask you to solve, they ask you to write the system, that's all. Which function is equivalent? What means equivalent? Means equal. So they have a lot of ways you can do that. You can plug this in the calculator, you create a table and check which one of these has the same table. This is a long way. Or let's factor. This is how we factor in our class. I use the cross puzzle. So what we do always, I told my student to multiply A and C. So this is my leading coefficient and this is my constant. 6 times 5, 30. Then write your B down right here. Think about two numbers you multiply will give you 30. You add will give you negative 13. So really, I'm going to start with the 30 now. Think about it. We start with 1. 1 times what will give me 30? 30. So 2 times what? 15. 3 times what? 10. 4 times what? It's fraction, so I'm going to cross it. 5 times what? 6. Then 6 times what? Oh, we stop at 6. Why? Because if your number in the left side being repeated in the right side, you stop. So in this case, we have 4 combination. But we know if you add, it's going to be negative. So both this number must be negative, because 2 negative will give you negative if you combine them. If you multiply them, will give you positive. So which number will give me 30 if I multiply and 13 if I add? I see 3 and 10. So my answer will be negative 3 and 10. This is our way to factor. So what we do, we take these two numbers. And always I said you put your fraction, you put AX. So in this case, AX it's 6X. AX it's 6X. Divide negative 10. Divide negative 3. So in this case, what's 6 divide negative 10? If you reduce it, that's 3 over negative 2. And what's, over negative 5? What's 6 over 2? That's 2x over negative 1. Make sure you keep the negative sign in the same location now in the denominator. So you keep it in the denominator. So my first binomial, 3x minus 5 times 2x minus 1. 3x minus 5 times 2x minus 1, it's B. Now, we done. So the next video is gonna cover 26 all the way to 30.